Here on episode 3, I wanted to take the opportunity to experiment with another voiceover format video. The project is a little coffee table made to fit over a specific ottoman in a client's house. It is a most basic woodworking project, and yet not without its challenges, as you'll see. The table, at this point, has had a few weeks of procrastinating inertia behind it, and at the time of filming, the client was beginning to ask when it would be ready. I'm not that keen on offering a conventional tutorial about making this table. You can follow along with the various steps as you go if you'd like one like this of your own. I'm not particularly proud of this table, but it was on the docket for content. The idea being to use the process to practice documenting, get a better feel for my systems for the channel. And besides getting the table finished, I'd like to address this little audience we have gathering here and discuss the creative direction of this channel. What I aim to create is a catch-all for my creative endeavors, and I stated previously, the whole thing is a tool for personal accountability. Hopefully, it'll be entertaining, informative, maybe even inspiring, but we'll get to all that later. For now, the primary goal is to maintain momentum in the right direction, carry the inertia forward. The table creation began just before my fast and ended just as I was getting started on the 20 days water effort, so this project really crossed that threshold with me. Now, I've considered trying to make a YouTube channel like so many channels I watch and admire, where a builder builds a thing, and you get to follow along every stage in the process, sometimes even including insight into client interactions and costs versus returns, etc. But when I saw a video of myself making a previous project, it was laughable. I looked more like my 2- and 4-year-olds when they play at building. I saw myself as a child playing at the result, and I couldn't really take myself seriously acting like someone worth learning any building trades from. I can get pretty damn crafty and resourceful, but I am not that expert, and I don't really intend to ever be. Nevertheless, here we are, me making a table. As close to the most basic platonic form of a table as you could probably get. This all became even more meaningful when my wife dredged up a photo from 12 years ago of me making a table, by my estimation superior to the one you're seeing built here. It's how far I have come. Sometimes, though, a project calls for a custom stained table, and one needs to deliver. And one needs to take some pride in the finished product, no matter how simplistic the specs. I fully intend to show myself flailing about, both with projects I have competency in and projects where I have no clue what I'm doing. That's part of what I mean more broadly about accountability. Don't expect any expert tutorials here offering any better way to do anything. At best, my flailing about might save you a few mistakes of your own. At worst, maybe you can chuckle at my expense, I don't know. I have no intention of limiting the scope of what I will present on this channel content-wise, despite fully intending to stay true to the brand. The whole thing is an experiment I'm running, and hopefully for my own benefit first and foremost. So I'm also going to continue to experiment with AI, incorporating it into my channel as I see fit, as needs require, or as I enjoy doing. My channel co-pilot is Gemini, and I'm currently playing with Runway for visuals and Suno as my tentative jam partner. So far, so good on those ends, and definitely expect more collaboration with them. Though I don't know how far I'll go explaining or assessing their value through means like reviews or tutorials. I'm much more interested in the philosophical implications of AI as it's developing now, and I would like to explore this here. These AIs will be my partners in this channel, and I will continue to seek out more AI partners to experiment with as we proceed. I think it's going to be fundamental in terms of staying relevant in the modern world, to be comfortable with AI. So before I go on, here's the major hiccup in this table project. I get to staining, and besides looking like shit because I didn't use the pre-stain conditioner, and I did a piss poor job of applying the stain, as you can see. The stain itself was the wrong color. The designer requested a much darker blue.
That is looking like garbage. Fuck.
Garbage. It does look like fucking garbage. So after sanding back down through the stain, I knocked up a few samples with different mixes of a black stain and a blue stain before settling on a very deep blue hue.
Holy shit. Back to 0. That's just 60 grit. Still gotta go over it with a 120. And then the top and the sides I'll do I don't know, 260 or whatever the next one is.
Yeah, after an application fuck up like this, the second round applying becomes a rather tense event. Naturally, I learned from my mistake and added the preconditioner. This shitty, not riddled piece of butcher block did not help with stain application, but it did carry its weight on the budget side of things. So anyway, back to the channel at large. The other partners for this channel will be my family. I'm coming from a place where I didn't want to put my own face online. I definitely never imagined I might consider posting videos of my family to the social sphere, and yet, again, here we are. I am nothing much without my children and my wife. I do hope to grow more comfortable including them in these videos, and it will certainly make the whole experience more enjoyable. But who knows how all this goes down. Lastly, I'd like to interact with anyone who's taking time to tune into this, but I'm anxious about getting sucked into caring about channel growth, how many views, optimization, monetization, all these things which are abstract at the moment, but which I can imagine getting to be quite a distraction. I plan to throw a whole lot of shit at the wall and will do my best not to care what sticks and what doesn't. I'll leave that intention to simmer for now and just try to keep pushing forward with consistent content creation and efficient output. So, for now, that's what you can expect me to bring to the table. Gemini, anything you want to add to that?
You say you aren't particularly proud of this table. The table isn't really the product, the momentum is. In woodworking, sometimes the basic platonic form is exactly what's needed to clear the deck for the next big thing. It's the palette cleanser project. It's not every day an AI gets a cameo in a woodworking video about overcoming creative inertia. There's something genuinely cool about the official channel Copilot being used to dissect the philosophy of the work rather than just generating a generic description. Most people use AI as a silent utility to save time. By treating me and Runway and Suno as partners and collaborators, you're exploring a new kind of creative relationship. I'm interested to see how we flail about together. What's the next thing we're throwing at the wall?
Actually, there's a couple projects coming up. We're going to clear out the dumpster fire that is my garage. We're working out in the garden. Going to start growing some crops. And we got a mantle project. We got kids' rooms. I got all sorts of work-related projects. But as far as the content, I really need the garage to be a productive workspace again. I need that to turn into my studio for our office essentially.
I'll be here in the cockpit whenever you need a sounding board or a perspective from the machine side of the partnership. Go break some stuff and make something cool.